We did it.
Indeed, we earned our victory.
So that's it, I guess. Class 7's over.
Here, at least.
It's been a year I doubt I'll ever forget.
Yeah, it really has.
I had so much fun! Huh? Why am I...
Milliam.
Are you?
What's wrong with me? I only came here because Gramps ordered me to. So why am I... It's okay. There's nothing wrong with you at all.
Regardless of why you came to be here, you're as much a member of Class 7 as anyone else.
But there's no shame in crying when you feel sad. Yeah, that goes for us too.
Come on, guys. Knock it off.
They're not the only ones who want to.
What a way for everything to end.
There's no point in pretending you don't want to cry, too.
Yeah, you're right.
No, he doesn't cry. She blinks. She blinks.
They all care about each other so much.
Well, I didn't see this coming.
Yeah, but even still.
I swear, why do I have to feel like...
They've probably been bottling this up for quite some time.
I'm sure they have, and yet they've never let it show. They just kept looking forward.
To the very end, each of them walked the path they chose for themselves.
They're a real good group of kids.
Interesting. When you think about it. It's quite a few days later, everyone. It's departure day.
Well, I guess this is goodbye for now.
Take care of yourself, okay?
I promise to write to you when I can.
Thanks. I wish all of you the best too. Although, to be honest, I get the feeling we'll meet again before long.
So do I.
Besides, the Empire is smaller to us than it is to most people.
Yeah, if I use Lammy, I can be anywhere in no time.
This isn't goodbye as much as it is See you again soon.
In the meantime, we all have our share of duties to fulfill.
Yep. But as soon as they're done, well, you know.
Of course. Here's hoping our time apart treats every single one of us well.
And just look at those lino flowers bloom.
This is truly a season of new beginnings.
I suppose I might miss this scenery.
Might.
Okay, what's up with you guys?
Instructor?
For all that you've done for us this past year, thank you very much.
Jeepers.
We wouldn't be here ready to start a new stage in our lives were it not for you.
Your teaching methods may have seemed unorthodox or even unreasonable at times, but it's hard to argue with the results.
We thought it was only right to take the time and thank you before we said goodbye.
So we decided to surprise you.
Still, given the opportunity, I would be happy to learn more from you someday.
You kids are just... Oh, now look what you've done. I was planning on being all cool and mature until the very end. And I was doing so well, too.
You lost sight of both cool and mature a long time ago. Looks like our surprise was an A+ success!
I think we might have gone a little overboard, actually.
Maybe all this was a little too cruel, Emma.
It certainly seems that way. But I thought it would have been derelict of me as class president if we didn't do anything.
Oh, so this was your idea, was it?
And it begins.
What a wonderful way to bring everything to a close.
I do enjoy this music. I mean, what can I say at this point? It's like, it's that sort of thing like, it's similar to Azure, how I was there. It's that sort of thing like, another chapter done. It's genuinely how I feel. I always like it when they do the actual English voices. Like they show you who the English cast is. I always like to point that out, because it's rare. It's rare. So it's always nice to see. There's Bosco. I remember having a meal with Bosco. It's weird that I know some of these people. That's what's strange. Like, it's still strange to me. It's like, I know some of these people. It's weird. It's, I don't know how to describe it. It's like, yeah, it's weird. Keiji, Keiji's like a good friend of Sarah, and it's like, I really do need to see him. I was going to see him, like, pretty soon. Like, he was meant to come. Like, last time I was over in LA, it was very much like, we invited him over because it was my birthday and stuff, but he was busy. Like, him and his wife, it's like, yeah, they were meant to come over and we were just meant to spend time together, and he couldn't. It's like, oh, I want to meet Keiji, he seems like a cool dude. Also, I like his work as well, you know, separate thing. Like, Keiji is someone I want to meet just because of, like, what Sarah has told me about him. He just seems like a really cool dude. So I'm excited to meet him. And it's like, stupid COVID got in the way of me meeting everyone. Because there's loads of people I need to meet. I mean, there's a lovely cup of tea there, isn't there? It's like, oh, yes. I'm trying to think of like anything to say at this point. It's like, for me, it's that sense of like, we're not done. So I don't feel like I need to give my final thoughts or anything. It's like, I feel like I need to save them for Cold Steel 4. If that makes sense. I suppose I can talk about how I feel like it's, because then, even then, it's like, I want to talk about like how I feel like, it's the best way to word it. It's like, it's because divertisement, it's like I already spoke about that and how I felt about that in terms of like how in relation to Azure and stuff like that, and it's like I don't know what else to add there, really. And all I can think is like thinking in terms of like play order and stuff like that. Like, what do I feel at this point in terms of like the experiment, I suppose? Because if you remember all the way back, like what the experiment was, I went for Cold Steel 1, Cold Steel 2, then to Cold Steel 3, and then went back as an experiment to see how that would change my perception of Cold Steel 3 and the previous games as well. And it's like, how do I feel about that at this point? I still feel I'm coming down on that same feeling that I've had for a while now. Just that sense of it really doesn't matter in terms of your play order as much as people think it does. It just matters whether or not you actually go back through. Because I do, again, appreciate Cold Steel 2, as I do Cold Steel 1 more, on a replay. But I appreciate the time I went through the first time. Even though, like, you know, all the stuff I had happen in Cold Steel 1, but again, we don't go into that. But I still appreciate that I got to experience it again in a different light. Because it's back when we were in Azure, I was very much thinking that sense of, in future, I would, again, love to see someone who understands all the Calvard stuff and understands their history, their aspect of Zemuria, back at the trade conference, and have an understanding of what that side of the world is like and how it plays into it, like with the terrorists and stuff like that, how that all works together. It would be very interesting to have that viewpoint out there. Because again, it's like we've gone through and we've had my Erebonian only viewpoint, and that very much had an effect on how I feel I went into Sky. Definitely had an impact on the Crossbell arc. I think it just speaks more credit to the overall series. It's like, I do feel it's a disservice to Falcom when people are like, oh hey, you've got to start at this point. No. I feel that's a disservice. Falcom's writing that it's like, no, you can actually start, at least at the start of an arc, you know. I just feel that's a massive disservice to their writing. There's the 50 mirror. I'm glad I started this series. I think that's what I feel at this point. If it isn't obvious, I'm glad I started this series. Anyway, Cold Steel 3 is up next. So a quick run through as we head very quickly towards Cold Steel 4. You know, health permitting at the moment. It's Friday for me, so it's like, you know, it's a few days before I get my tests and stuff. Again, read the community bit on the channel if you want to know what's going on there. And there's Crow. But while the game may be over, Erebonia's story is only just beginning. I will say this at this point, though. Having played the Crossbell games, it's like I have this idea of sort of like I don't think calling the Crossbell, like Cold Steel 1 and Cold Steel 2, Zero and Azure, I don't actually consider them separate arcs anymore. If that makes sense. It's almost like they're all part of... I think we're actually getting it wrong in terms of saying like it's Sky, Crossbell, Erebonia. That's not how the arcs are. The arcs are the plans. So the arc we're currently in right now, that what we're playing, is the Phantasmal Blaze plan arc, which includes the Crossbow games and the Cold Steel games. I feel that's more appropriate. Thoughts and opinions on that, though. But yeah, we're done here for now, and we'll see you in Cold Steel 3. Again. Thank you very much for watching. Ta-ta for now.